We'll move on to our report tonight, our enhancements for 2026. I'll turn the time over to Dr. Swift.
Thank you, President Gordon Ross and members of the board. We are always delighted for March for a number of reasons. Of course, today with this beautiful weather, or at least I hear that it is beautiful outside, we think about spring. I, being the superintendent geek that I am, love March because it's about enhancements and really looking forward to the next school year. We can do two things at one time: finish strong and plan ahead. And that's what we're doing, and I appreciate this conversation this evening. Members, you've been hearing about these enhancements all along. I don't think that there's anything tremendously new or different this evening, but I do look forward to this conversation because every time we're together and we discuss the ideas, folks in the community, our parents, our students, our staff weigh in. It makes our work stronger. So we're really excited to do part one at this board meeting, and then part two, which will be heavy on our teaching and learning work and Dr. Kolamaya's work in his division at the second board meeting in March. So March Madness has a whole different look in Lawrence Public Schools, and let's get into it. These enhancements, as you are aware, are really rooted in a very strong foundation, and that is that they are about equity, education, and excellence. They come directly from the input and feedback that we've gained from our community and from our staff, and they are directed at closing disparity gaps and at increasing and improving opportunities and access for students. We are proud of that foundation, and I hope we never lose that our continuous improvement mirrors what our community tells us and what we know we have to do to be responsible fiscal stewards and also responsible achievement, opportunity, and academic stewards of this great district. Right off the bat, we're so excited that in 2026, the Lawrence Public Schools will open a family engagement welcome center right here at the ESC location. Members, you can see the photo there. It really is right over on this side of the building, the side that is closest to our public transportation bus stop. It's just a few feet away. And this welcome center will serve as the front door to the district, allowing for a warm, welcoming district access and connection, a place to come together to support families, schools, and community. I want to give a shout out to Kristen Ryan, Kevin Harrell, Lynn Rance, and help me out, Tina Mitchell, who have been engaged throughout the year in this family engagement model research study. And we really have been studying alongside districts all across the country to look at family engagement post-COVID. It's very different than in the before times. I think it comes at a particularly interesting moment, and I think it was Bob and I who were talking today. 6 years ago next week is the date, the anniversary of when we closed schools for COVID. It is a great time now to press reset. We know that schools do their very best work in engaging parents and families, but we want to raise that level of play by having a district framework for family engagement. So the Welcome Center will be a place where our student support team will invite families to connect directly with support services for students, with educational opportunities for families and the community. And it will also include those more traditional enrollment connections, that's important also, as well as the wraparound of supports, learning, and assistance. Grounded in dignity, equity, and access, the Family Engagement and Welcome Center connects families to the full range of district services. It will remove barriers, simplify processes, and ensure timely and coordinated support. So through proactive outreach and family-friendly guidance, it's this place, this location, the Parent Engagement and Welcome Center, that will build trust, build credibility, meaningful connections on behalf of the district, and really supporting families from early childhood all the way through to graduation. All of us love that feeling of the expo event in August. And the way that I think about this center is that it gives us expo all the time and gives us that opportunity to connect the community supports and services with our family. So tonight's discussion of the Family Engagement Welcome Center is really just a preview, because coming in the second meeting in March, we will share more, and I've been sharing with the board more that's coming about a family engagement framework. We feel like so much of family engagement work is left to chance. And we've had this tradition of saying to our principals and school teams, y'all go engage the parents and let us know how we can help and support you. This family engagement framework, and the one that we feel like best fits Lawrence and us, we've studied several models, but the one we like the most that we'll be bringing for your consideration is the dual capacity building framework. And I've linked that in just for those who like to study ahead, and you like we get really excited about this kind of thing. What it says to me is that we will be approaching a framework of equity for family engagement that makes our work in this area intentional and not by accident, aligned arrows and not random acts. We have a lot of great folks in town. Everybody wants to do good work, but we really want an intentional and aligned system for family engagement. We're really excited to share more about that at the next board meeting, and so there we go. Very good. Early childhood learning, we talked about a lot over the months. So I don't think there are any surprises here. I do want to share that in addition to New York Montessori, Sunflower, Woodlawn, all of these programs built on that strong foundation at Kennedy Early Childhood Center. And then next year, looking at adding Deerfield and also Prairie Park. I do want to share that currently we are at 230 applications for, and we're just a month in, this is the early enrollment window, 230 applications for 120 positions. So members, I'm working with members of my team, and I'll be in touch with you individually or in groups as we think more deeply about how to address this need. Clearly, this enhancement has hit on our national crisis in childcare and really hit on all of the areas that matter most about the on-ramp of early childhood education. I do need to note when we talk about this in March, because sometimes we've not said this up front, but for families who qualify under at-risk indicators, and it's more than just free and reduced lunch. There's a constellation of indicators. For those who qualify, this is at no cost. But for those families who may not qualify, that tuition is at $690. Did I say that correctly? I just want to make sure. Thank you. So we will continue to work to open our doors for as many students and families as possible to meet this demand and meet this need. We know the research. I never want to do this part without including the slide that just says impacts extend to middle and advanced ages from simply the early impact of quality early childhood education. It is an equity lever. It is good for all students and particularly good for our students from our most vulnerable areas. So I think I'm just going to call this KU. Yes,
Do you want
we
to
can pause
do
for
questions at each section, or do you want to wait until the end?
That's up to you.
No, I'm good either way, as you would like.
Well, you're the one who has to answer them. Do you want to answer them now or answer them all at once?
However, I don't
All
have.
right, let's do them by section.
Okay,
You got questions,
Good.
Kelly?
for Welcome Center or early childhood, yes.
Does anyone else want to go first? Or
You
wanna
go
go?
first.
I've taken up a lot of time. You go.
Mine's not a right now question, just a consideration or a thought that I had. But for the Welcome Center, I'm super excited to see that, and I absolutely agree that having that front door and all the resources available there for families is going to be an incredible boon. And I realize that more is going to be shared at the next board meeting, and that we're early in the framework here. One of my curiosities was the relative distance from the other side of town,
Yes.
the south side of town, to get over here. Not to dilute efforts and try to put up welcome centers all over town and whatnot, but that is a consideration that I was curious about. The other, as a Prairie Park hopeful, I cannot begin to explain how excited I am about the expansion of this, and we know how important the early education is. I was having a conversation with somebody last week, and I cannot remember who, but one question that I had was in terms of special education evaluation. Where does that responsibility lie? Is it with each individual building? Is there a centralized effort? How does it even work for preschool aged kids? So neither of those are like right now questions, just things that I wanted to bring to mind.
Thank you so much. I will just share, and I should have in my intro, Mr. Potter will help me to get it in there. The Welcome Center, we see the best models in the country have satellite, and in fact, those near us in Kansas City have satellite locations, whether those are up all the time or just for particular events. So I believe, Ms. Ryan, that we are thinking along those lines to ensure that all the parts of town are served. Yes.
I wanted to ask a question about the 230 applications. So I think I was wondering about that process, how you determine whether someone is admitted or not admitted. And do we have we don't have, are people applying to particular locations? Like, do we have capacity to say we don't have room at Prairie Park, but we might have room at Kennedy? Because Kennedy is a space that, that the building itself physically has space for additional classrooms. So I'm just wondering about that.
That's exactly right, and I will bring the board a response on how we determine. This year is giving us a great opportunity to reflect and refine that. And then secondly, yes, if that location of first choice is filled, then we will call the parent. And Kennedy is the location that we're looking at, because you're correct, there's room there.
Okay.
There is a little work, and Dr. Engelbrick is working valiantly around the tiny toilets and restroom
Only
at,
one wing.
yes, at Kennedy. But he's on that, and we're going to be able to bring something forward to you.
Okay. And then the other question I had was around New York Montessori and the staffing there. I was wondering if we have been able to consider, I know that's something we've talked about in the past, and we were able to do it in the past, but just knowing that it is challenging to find staff who are both certified in Montessori and certified as educators in Kansas. What efforts, if any, are currently ongoing to ensure that we are able to either assist people with their certification or to grow the workforce in that arena in another way?
We are deep in the work on that. It's a very complex challenge, and are doing our best to innovate. And I want to bring you more thoughts on that, but just know it is top of mind for our team.
Okay, so we could, in a future, we would get an update.
Yes,
Okay, thank you so much.
thank you.
Anybody else have any questions before we move on? Okay, thank you.
Very good. So we're going to think about Jayhawk Blueprint Partnership, and just delighted to share what we already know is that this is a partnership between KU and Lawrence Public Schools. We're so very proud that we are the only district in the state of Kansas, need I repeat, the only school district in the state of Kansas with the opportunity to share the University of Kansas college credit right in our high school classrooms. High schoolers who participate in any college courses, we know, according to decades of research, are much more likely to graduate high school, to enroll in persisting college, and to complete a degree or credential. So this is so very important. We know that currently our students may gain up to 22 hours, credit hours, in KU college courses. Those are currently available in Lawrence Public Schools. And these courses are taught by our own Lawrence Public Schools instructors, and they are available to any interested junior or senior enrolled in the district. Wherever folks may be considering high school, you cannot beat Lawrence Public Schools and our comprehensive high schools and what they're able to offer in this area. Now, I feel like one of those infomercials because it's even better than that now. And that is, we're delighted to share that the Lawrence Schools Foundation will continue, and we're looking at some ways to deepen the commitment to tuition assistance for students who qualify for free and reduced lunch. And then right on the bottom of the slide, beginning in the spring semester of next school year, 26-27, the Jayhawk Blueprint program will expand to include Lawrence Virtual School. That is approved and done. I'm very grateful to all the members of our team and the KU team who made that happen. To clarify, we'll be taking the initial steps in the spring with one course offered, and then we'll be working over time to expand that virtual KU Blueprint programming. And I just want to share, due to the high expectations and high requirements of the University of Kansas, this is a specially authored curricula to offer Blueprint on LVS. So I know at first when I heard it, I thought, well, what's the big deal? They just package it for LVS. No, actually, it is reauthored, redesigned curricula to fit the virtual student. So we are really excited as we deepen and strengthen our partnership with KU, and really believe that free college while in high school is an equity lever that we are all proud to be moving forward in this district. And certainly it isn't free for everyone, but free for students who need it most, and at a tremendous discount just a little over $300 per course for those families who are not free or reduced lunch. I run into students at our high schools every day who tell me very proudly how many college credits they've already accrued. And I think of what a leg up they have. We also have produced stories through our communications team where students really are using that extra year at college to finish a master's program or to do other things that move them forward in their life. And we're really proud of this work. AP Advanced Placement Enhancement, you will be so delighted to see that we will be embarking on the AP Capstone program. Members, you may remember, I remember from the very earliest days of my time here, getting emails from parents asking for this particular AP seminar and AP research. So the time has come and we will be able to implement this program. It is a program based on 2-year-long AP courses, AP seminar, and AP research. So rather than teaching subject-specific content, these courses develop student skills in research, analysis, evidence-based arguments, and collaboration, writing, and presenting. So really, it's a recognition of advanced academic research and college-level scholarship. We'll be offering this at both of our comprehensive high school locations. We'll be doing it on a phased approach that will allow us to build the teacher capacity. You all know it isn't just a certification, it's actually a credential, a degree at the master's level, but it will allow us to build our teacher team and to ensure that students develop the foundational inquiry, research, and analytical skills necessary for success in the program. So very excited about that AP enhancement. Members, we've been talking for a while about this alignment of our career and technical education pathways. Next board meeting, Dr. Amaya will be sharing a lot more on this so that we begin to see it more fully. But our goal is to refine and align CTE pathways so that we create clearer, more coherent course sequences for students. We so value all of our pathways. And yet, in our continuous improvement process, members, we had a mile-wide, about 19 different programs. So we're going to narrow that a little bit based on the interest of students, based on our market studies, and what are the pathways that will move our students forward toward actual jobs and careers. So we will be aligning and focusing CTE pathways of instruction. And if you can think of the CTE program as extending across all of our campuses, Dr. Amaya and I were talking today, we think of it as one high school program. And students might get this program over at College and Career or get the initial course at their home school and then subsequent courses at College and Career. But it really is about strengthening alignment from the very first introductory course all the way through application level experiences. I get really inspired when I hear Dr. Maya speak to our professional corporate partnerships and internships, our work to plug into the KU, just coming out of the gate, we're just getting started, but plugging into the KU Innovation Center and to all schools and programs at KU. We want to get the internships and those post-secondary assets aligned. Another component of this is to strengthen and improve our partnership with Peasley Tech. Peasley Tech is a fabulous location, and we want to align our programming so that it matters and it's available and connected for students. We have in Lawrence Public Schools the raw ingredients of what every other district is trying to create. And we feel like our work is to align and bring coherence so that we then can show off our marquee programming and really engage students in this college and career center work. Now, I do want to make a note. I put it in bold in your written report. This will provide additional opportunities for students. We're very proud of that. And importantly, it will also generate an increase in our annual CTE funding into the district. In our continuous improvement work, it has become clear to us that the district was missing some opportunities for funding. Our team is on that and navigating so that we take full advantage of the funding that is already in place for CTE. Should I pause there? Okay.
Does anybody have any questions before she continues?
Yeah, I had two over Jayhawk Blueprint. I don't know how the enrollment works. They're our students taking KU courses. Are those students eligible in any way for KU services, i.e. the Student Engagement Center and the Watkins and all the different services available to students?
Yes, we're really proud of that, and they've tailored support services, tutoring, student support center. They've tailored that to our KU Jayhawk Blueprint
Thank you.
program. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And then I was, just broadly curious. I was there. We went through the Core 34 adoption to undergraduate standards across the state. Is this all aligned? The Jayhawk Blueprint, is that all aligned with Core 34? Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of nods. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions?
Just to ask a clarifying piece on the CTE, because I was aware of the thing you were just talking about, but it may not be as clear to folks who are not deep into the weeds on this. So with the funding that comes with the CTE pathways, am I right in thinking that what unlocks that funding is if you get a student who completes a pathway? In other words, they have to take, is it three classes to get?
Dr. Amaya?
I know there's like the introductory level, and then there's an advanced, and then there's an application level class that they have to take, and it's only if you get students to go all the way through to that application level that then there's the funding piece that you were talking about.
The primary funding mechanism is the 0.5 weighted funding for CTE courses. And so really what we're paying attention to and cleaning up is ensuring that licensure is correct for teachers, that we have plenty of students sitting in the seats at technical and application level courses. The funding occurs in the fall, and so it's really paying attention to master schedules, ensuring that you have tight CTE sequencing, pushing intro courses down into middle school, those types of things that help produces more students in seats, more time in CTE courses, which ups your weighted funding for CTE.
Okay. Am I thinking of then the Excel and CTE,
Yes.
which is the post-secondary partnership funding?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but the added benefit that you're talking about for us is that we'll be producing more concentrators in our CTE programming, which we have a lot of space to produce more concentrators. And so that leads to CTE scholarships and other opportunities for kids.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification.
Dr. Maya, yeah, thanks. So with regard to the comment you made about pushing down into middle schools with the intro level classes, I'm wondering about any collaboration with Liberty Memorial Central Middle School and the enhancements we have there, but I don't think are covered this evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are in conversation with all of the middle schools about pushing down introductory courses, CTE courses, and it'll be a very slow transition into the 8th grade. It'll be courses that we can offer high school credit because there's a lot of certification pieces that go into CTE, so we have to make sure that we have 8th grade teachers who are certified to teach CTE pathway courses. So the first one will be Business Essentials because it's a broad licensure that covers most of our CTE pathways.
Okay.
And then, so we have the added benefit of kids get to start receiving elective credit for a CTE pathway. That kids can go into high school and immediately start in technical level courses, which will enhance their ability to move through CTE pathways quicker, access higher level of coursework quicker, and those types of things. But yeah, we are in collaboration with middle school.
That sounds like it's a
conversation.
down the line, like where you're going because of the structure. So, and I would not want to exclude any middle school from any enhancement, but there isn't a natural alignment in another area. For Liberty would be my question. And that would just be, I'm not asking you to answer that right now, but thinking through, is there a natural partnership with Liberty in terms of the STEAM programming or STEM programming that's happening?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We are bringing some more middle school discussion in part 2, so I really appreciate Member Jones you tagging that there. Just in case I didn't give it full weight, I just want to share that as a part of the 26-27 enhancements, we will be intentionally strengthening programming at the Lawrence College and Career Center location. Dr. Amaya and I had the great opportunity to spend well over an hour. We could have stayed all evening because we had so much conversation going with the college and career team last week. And we really know that it is time for a renewed focus on high-quality CTE and marquee programs, stronger connection with Peasley. This work is important. It is a reflection of that expanding vision of post-secondary success. Dr. Amaya will say it in March 23rd, but we don't say college or career anymore. We say post-secondary success because we understand that students will have many jobs throughout their lifetime, most likely, and they will likely have several careers. And they may move in and out of a certificated area, start with an HVAC certificate, and end up with an engineering degree, or however that looks. Their lives won't look at all like the past 50 years have looked, and we want this College and Career Center. Every single head nodded and was in affirmative support of this re-envisioning of the pathways there at College and Career Center. So that brings us, and I appreciate the excitement shared from members this evening. It brings us to Centennial Choice Campus. During 26-27, Lawrence Public Schools will open the Choice Campus at Centennial to meet the needs of students who are by choice choosing a non-traditional, personalized, flexible schedule learning experience, including credit advancement and recovery. I appreciate Member Lancaster, you touching on the needs that this building will address represent a wide spectrum of student performance and student profile and student needs. We are moving forward very rapidly and look forward, members, to bringing in April and May more nuance of the program nature. Our next step is to hire a building principal. And then over the coming weeks and months, I have a strong commitment from the Academy program team, and we know we'll have it with the new Centennial team, to continue to refine the nuance across those two programs. In developing student profiles of the kind of student who might be more attracted to one of the programs versus the other, how they are unique and yet how they will serve our students. We know, sad as it sounds, that approximately 70 members of the class of 2026 will not graduate on time this spring. That is the percentage of students in each class that comes through that we feel compelled. We need a different option. We need to find out what they need and offer something that meets directly their profile of need for support. We know that it will be critical for the building to have mental health and counseling, graduation coaching, internships. We know that it will offer daytime, morning, afternoon, and evening open sessions. We know that credit recovery will be aligned. We also know, I was visiting with the dad recently, that we have a lot of very high-performing students in our district who need something different. And this campus will serve all of those students. So we're excited about Centennial Choice. We talked at the Academy last Wednesday about this is the beginning of a conversation. We see it occurring over the coming 2 years as we open Centennial and then align the two programs to really meet more students where they are and to figure out what are the nuances that will meet more student needs and not be redundant, but offer truly what students need. So with the work to implement these 26-27 enhancements, we are a district on the move, designing the organization directly in response to student and family needs and based on the input and feedback from our community and staff. We're innovating to do two things: to enrich the student educational experience, to align to serve student in need and classroom supports, and we are also streamlining the organization to achieve competitive compensation for members of the Lawrence Public Schools team. So I think I should pause, Mr. President, to see if there are questions on Centennial, and then I would like to wrap up with some remarks on our streamline effort for this year, if that sounds okay. Centennial.
I don't have a question on Centennial, but I do have a question I forgot to ask. No one's surprised. The free and reduced lunch was one of the qualifiers for Jayhawk Blueprint financial assistance.
Yes.
So if the stuff I was going to say something inappropriate. If the things that Shannon was talking about earlier come to fruition, we may have to look at the considerations for ensuring that the equity goals we have around Jayhawk Blueprint are still met. Yeah. If we have a hard time identifying families based on free and reduced lunch criteria, which I don't know if people understand what those criteria are. Yes. These are very, it's a very low bar. There are families that are right above that actually have similar needs. So the idea that we would lose anyone in this group based on the shenanigans from Topeka is unacceptable to me as a board member. So when we're thinking about how do we make inroads with our opportunities, I would like us to be attuned to anything that is an opportunity that has a marker tied to free and reduced lunches. If Topeka, it's not Shannon's fault. if Topeka does unpredictable, the things that are coming down the line in terms of their endless need to punish public education.
Thank you.
This session.
I appreciate you noting that there are a constellation of opportunities across our district that would be impacted, and that is overwhelming to consider. Yeah. Thank you. We're ready for Streamline? Okay, very good. As you know, we began our work to streamline the organization a year ago, and I just want to share my deepest gratitude with the community and with our Lawrence Public Schools team for all of the support with the streamlining effort. It is our fiscal responsibility and our obligation and our duty to be good stewards of public resources that cause us to continue to look at how we can streamline our organization. And really, I continue to say it, and I will repeat again, to achieve our critical mission for students, every student, every day, and to also achieve competitive compensation with surrounding districts. I just want to share that in this effort, over the coming weeks, we will be taking steps to align and streamline a number of positions across the organization in order to secure competitive compensation this year. We will not directly, I just want to emphasize to every parent and community member and staff member in this work, we will not directly impact classrooms or class sizes. Probably should repeat that. We will not directly impact classrooms or class sizes in this 2026 streamlining effort. We will work to leverage attrition in a district our size. We have a number, as you read out every other Monday evening, member buyers. We have a number of folks who are either retiring or moving on. So we will use those as opportunities to ensure that we're doing everything we can to absorb the streamlined positions, so that folks who want to continue to be with us will have opportunities to do so. I also want to ensure that we will notify individuals impacted in as timely a manner as possible. We will work to model dignity in action as we continue to ensure that resources critical to achieving our shared goal of competitive compensation, that we are giving a critical eye in every area of that work. I very much value the strong partnership with our employee organization leaders, and I want to give them a shout out for sitting with me in preliminary meetings. Thanks to members of my team and to leaders who are sitting right here in this room, some of them. But we've been in deep and hard conversations because we share the goal. We are focused on the prize of achieving competitive compensation now. We understand that we will be required to streamline not just this spring, but every spring. Every spring will give us the opportunity to refine and align our work. In 2026, we must bring our most innovative plan to this work in order to circumvent all of the challenges that Member Kimball laid out for us just tonight. There'll be more next time we meet. So we understand that this streamlining will be an effort that continues, and yet in our implementation of the enhancements, Member Byers noted it this evening, we are directly working to enroll more students, to impact the students we have more profoundly and more positively with opportunities to pull that lever of equity and opportunity for each and every child. And we will do this so that in future years, our organization, and I love Ms. Frick always brings this up and it helps me, so that in future years, our organization will be strong fiscally. That in future years, we will continue. Lawrence leads the way to serve students well, and we will continue to compensate our team members, or we will get to a place where we compensate our team members competitively in summary, we will continue to perform as a high-performing organization. So we will learn and lead our way forward. I look forward to continuing conversations. Members, we are in conversations. Dr. Amaya and all of the members of that team back there, we are talking with staff and with community every day, and every day hearing new ideas for how we can do the work better and be leaner in it so that we can pay and compensate our folks well. I have gone on too long, but this is the work. And I appreciate the strong support of this board, who has never shied away from the work that needs to be done. I almost brought the courageous poster out. It's laying on Nikki's table. But the definition of courage is meeting challenges straight on. And you all have done that at every turn, and we have a whole new set ahead of us. But we see challenges as opportunities to do our work better. So with that, President Gordon Ross, I'm pleased to receive any questions, and members of my team are standing by as well. Thank you.
I just have one. I thought you were going to hit on that last bullet point before you moved on, but you didn't. But word on the street is that the enhancement is going to cause another tax increase.
Oh, dear,
Okay,
yes,
so- And we don't like word on the street, we kind of like facts.
yeah.
Okay, so on your last bullet point, you did state that, one, the funding is going to be through the capital outlay funds, and that it's not allowed for school staff salaries, because that's another word on the street. And then the other one is that it will come with no tax increase. Is that correct?
That is correct, and we're referencing the physical improvements to the property. Thank you. That's
You're welcome.
exactly correct. And as you noted throughout the enhancements update, there are many areas where increased revenues will come to the district because we are better aligning our work to the Kansas funding model. Correct?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have questions or comments?
Yeah, I appreciate the clear messaging on the streamlining efforts. One of the on Thursday, heard several times. Obviously, that word comes up, and people start to form their opinions and their fears, and I absolutely would as well. One of the things I heard you say was having conversations early on with organization leaders. I just want to be clear. So LEA is involved in some capacity in these early conversations about that.
Yes, our LEA leadership and our ESP leadership were in those conversations. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Swift.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.